Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for your tarot reading for March 2026. Couple things I want to say to you real quick though, because I just get this feeling, or what I was picking up when I was pre-shuffling the deck, like connecting with my guides, was that there's a lot of you that have been feeling like unsettled or distracted, or maybe like craving change. And what I heard is this isn't random, Sagittarius. This is your soul preparing for expansion. And March is the ignition, March is the flame. So I cannot wait to get into your reading. That's where I take my time pre-shuffling cards because I get this information and it kind of lets me know when I'm about to unfold. Um, so definitely some type of soul expansion. So this is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or you may have placements in Sagittarius. The truth is, I feel like if you clicked on the video, no matter what your sign, and like even randomly, that's your spirit guides. That means there's a message in here for you, if not the whole reading. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm excited to get into it. So we're going to use major arcanas. Mother Mary will open up the reading. The crystal vision is where we will go deeper. The main spread, I'm going to use the universal tarot for you. And I kind of let the decks jump out, like even just the names. It's like pairing a fine wine with a great dinner. Mother Mary. Happy March, by the way. So I do want to say that something you should keep in mind is sometimes you'll find a reading, or a reading finds you, and you watch it, and you're like, oh, it's exactly what I needed to hear. And then you look at the date and you're like, oh my God, it's a year old. None of that means anything now. Don't believe that. It was just your divine timing. It was the timing was right for you. Be strong. Be strong. I pull myself up and I do what needs to be done. Some of you may be like, again, lacking energy. I get this sense of like, almost like I want to give up. And I feel like this is not when you want to give up. Like it feels for some of you, I feel like you're at this, like, like there's just one more push to get you through. But you're right at that end and you're thinking of turning around and giving up. And it's just one more push. Hmm. And I know it's almost like you're creating a tunnel. And it may have taken a while to get to that point that you're at. So saying one more push, you're like, well, that's what I thought the last one, the last one, the last one. But something is telling me you're about to hit sunlight. Whatever that shall mean, whatever that means. All right, let's bring in the major arcanas. Um, and I bring these in really for like bullet points of the reading, but I just feel like they bring a lot of value. So, What is March igniting within you, in your life? Interesting. We have the Lovers, and then we have the Devil. Unfortunately, you can't see here in this image, but many times in the tarot, you'll see the Lovers, but under the influence of the Devil, so like the shadow energy. Here, these lovers are being influenced by the light, by Cupid. But here, I wish you could see him. It's really the illusion that, who knows, maybe they can't be together. And it is Gemini and Capricorn, by the way. The lovers, it is a head of a heart decision. Okay. Interesting. We have the Chariot, the Emperor, Chariot card of Cancer, the Emperor card of Aries. Though I really don't read signs with these because they're all major arcanas. And then your major arcana, Temperance. And I'm not going to take the rest of these. Just more than we need. I just feel it. So we have you mirroring the Lovers. Interesting. You know, it feels like one is making a choice. Literally feels like between the light and the dark. But why? I feel like something is potentially influencing you and maybe had like this, hmm, like a, what do I want to say? Like some type of an influence that I feel like you believed, but yet something within you, deep within you, knew, because I feel like this is about understanding that whatever this shadow energy was, it's it, it's not meant to stay. And it could also be a lesson, you know what I mean? Like the lesson of the shadow and the light in which I choose. And, you know, I guess neither is right nor wrong because if you choose to follow shadow energy, that is your choice. And when I say that, I don't mean like I feel like you're doing like dark magic. I don't mean it that way at all. I mean like living a certain way. Or maybe the lovers really is a head of heart decision. Because maybe some of you are deciding now, you know, it feels like something came in between you and, well, the Emperor, really. Emperor's looking right at its chariot, almost like I have a seat on that chariot with you. And your major arcana, its first message is patience, but it's also trusting in divine timing. And trusting in divine timing also means trusting in your intuition, because that's how you know, like your intuition, you know, again, that ignition in March. And it may just have you moving. That's kind of what I feel. Like, I feel like the energy is changing. And it feels like the potential of it changing towards the light is very high. And, I may have been in my head for a while. All right, let's bring these up and let's continue the conversation with True Dreams. And remember, temperance is about trusting and divine timing. And that just means really the right thing happens at the right time. The right person you meet at the right time. It's not like temperance is being mean. It's like, you know, I can't introduce you to the love of your life while you're still in this energy because you may just turn it down. And it doesn't have to be love, it can be opportunity. You have to be ready. All right. The moon. Interesting. We just had a lunar eclipse. Pisces. So this is the ruler of Cancer. I have to say though, I didn't do a lot of research, but like I read a small paragraph, and part of what it talked about with this moon, that it was going to be very good for like romance, let's just say. King of Wands. Looking right over at that moon. The Knight of Cups. Unexpected couple fulfillment. The Eight of Wands. What I think about, I bring about. It's also fast moving energy. It's also an eight. I feel like this King of Wands is looking at the moon with like this sense of you, thinking of you, but thinking of you as it relates to you maybe taking some action or maybe even making a decision. Because I feel like this king is waiting patiently, but still has like come on, come on, come on type of energy. And he's connected right to this Knight of Cups. By the way, King of Wands can be anybody, male, female. It's just, you would know who it is. And I feel like this king carries love. And I feel like it's being sent to you. Interesting. It may be sent to you, especially with the moon here, like through your dreams. Interesting. Feels like someone who's waiting on you to take some type of action. And then the rest begins. The King of Cups. Interesting. love, relationship. You have the Emperor here, which I love. And yes, it can talk about business ownership. Um, it definitely speaks of someone that I can look up to. Someone who is compassionate and empathetic and really has, like if you know them personally, they have, like, they're the type that has your back, I guess. Um, but I definitely see them looking at this chariot like I want to seat on that chariot. Then you have the devil on the other side, and so the lover is like that head over heart decision. I could see that. And I don't really feel the devil like as a person. I feel it more as like an energy, as a heaviness. I mean, it can be Capricorn, don't get me wrong. It's just the way I'm feeling it. Like it feels kind of heavy. To some of you, I feel like there is a heavy decision you're dealing with. But down here, look at this. Look how beautiful it is. And I feel like it all stems with you. And I definitely feel some of you like you're being sent love through your dreams. I hope you can feel it. All right, let's keep going. Like, I get what your reading is saying. Even Temperance, right? She's got 2 cups in her hands, soulmates, mirroring the lovers, 2 lovers right there. The 8 of Cups, but it was in reverse. Walking away. King of Pentacles. Like all the kings are coming out. But I really feel like, honestly, I feel like they're all the same person. Now, that's what I'm feeling. Again, you want to trust your own intuition because the King of Cups can be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. He is mirroring the moon, Pisces, Cancer. King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Aries, you, and then King Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We have Capricorn. So, but anyways, back to the story. Okay. Boy, I just feel like there's something about this king, this person. Whether you know them or not, I don't know how you couldn't, because I feel like they know you. And it literally feels like this all hinges on a decision you make. I feel like for some of you, right now, you're trying to find emotional clarity, and it may be hard. There may be, like, I don't know. Hmm. Listen, just because it's hard, what did Mother Mary say? Be strong. I gotta pull myself up and do what needs to be done. Right? Maybe the lovers, I've got to make a decision. Either follow my head or follow my heart. Because in a way, it's putting your life in limbo. That's what I'm really feeling. Or at least part of it. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. Oh, I just saw the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Wands under the Eight of Wands, mirroring the Emperor. It's about defending your ground, standing your ground. But why? We have the Seven of Pentacles, 77. Seven of Pentacles mirrored by the Eight of Cups in reverse. All right, let me look at this. I feel like you've gone through something. And I feel like it put you in almost like a state of limbo. Again, it doesn't have to mean in every area of your life, but it feels pretty major. And I do feel like the Lovers is you making a head over heart decision, because I feel like this king is showing you like all these different sides of himself. Um, but I feel it to be legit. You know what I mean? Like I feel it to be true. But yet there's this influence, the devil, unless it's Capricorn, but it still feels like it's illusionary energy. So it may make you feel stuck when you're not, or when there is a way out. Now, the way out may not be simple, but it may be worth it. And I want to say that, what I feel some of you may be going through right now, you know, like I'm saying this with the most tender of heart, but it's part of life. And we just have to know that. Just have to know that. All right. The Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Six of Swords. Moving on. Knight of Wands. I don't know. I mean, I do know. I don't know why I say that. Like, I don't know. It could be energy that's, it feels like it's rushing towards you, but then again, it's on the bottom of the deck. For some of you, I feel like it could have been a rash decision, and that decision led to um like a holy shit. Look at that. That is wild. Look at that. Turned around in the deck, face up for us, and I just so happened to cut it right there. How that happens, I don't know. And I say that because I spend so much time with the cards before I begin a reading. But anyway, we shall take it. So the Eight of Wands, interesting, because now that kind of has our lovers both in similar energy. So maybe if this king is sending um like telepathic messages or reaching you through your dreams, then I feel like you may be receiving it. And that can be confusing. So that is happening to you. Like I would just keep a pad or a notebook by your bed, and when you wake up in the morning, just write down like whatever you remember, even if it's only words, bits and pieces, because eventually I feel like it tells a story. Hmm. The Ten of Wands over the King of Wands. Wow, I feel like someone's about to break. Someone's about to break. This king. Oh boy, maybe you too. I do feel like someone's hanging on, but I don't feel like they're gonna hold on for long. I don't know what I mean by that, but I gotta tell you what I get. You know, it's interesting because I feel like you might be going through something or have gone through something, difficult, but I feel like, and so has this king though. Wow, look at this. Four swords in reverse. And then the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. I feel like some of you are trying to heal, but I feel like there is energy around you that works against you because I do feel like potential. Like, I'm not going to heal here. I'm not going to heal here. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. The House of Abundance. It's a house of loyalty. It's a house that truly, you know, stands firm. I love that the Emperor is like at the realm. I feel like this is someone who would defend you, defend your honor. Hmm. But there is resistance. There is resistance. And this can be the other way around, by the way. But I feel like someone is saying, I can't, I can't wait much longer. Because I feel like they're kind of breaking. But at the same time, I feel like, but so are you. But for some reason, I feel like the healing process, it's, I feel like there's some type of energy that's like stopping it for you. And it's almost like we need the sun so that you can see everything clearly. You know what I mean? So you can see where this energy is at, or if it belongs to a person, whose it is. So I want to say nip it in the bud, but I know it's much deeper than that. But yet I do I feel like you're refusing it. You may be refusing their energy, but I also feel like you're refusing this healing energy. Why? Look at this, the Seven of Pentacles over the King of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles right below it. Man, There is someone who sits on your tree of life. This feels like your destiny. But I do want to say with the Seven of Pentacles, its first message is also patience because it's about the seeds that we plant. And we need to be thinking about that, especially with the Eight of Wands here twice, right? The seeds I plant are what determines my harvest in the fall. If I plant no seeds, I have no harvest. How can I expect a growth when I do nothing to make that growth happen? And I'm not saying you don't. But what I am saying is when I see the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like everything that's happened has a purpose. Doesn't mean some of it wasn't free will, but even then, there's purpose behind it. You know what I mean? Like, there's something you're resisting, and it's affecting you. If we took everything out of the picture except you, it's still you, like, it's almost like refusing to heal. All right, well, let's keep going. But at the same time, look at that. The Empress, beautiful. So the Emperor and the Empress. Yeah. Let me just say this. These kings, to me, they feel like the same person, and they all feel like the Empress or the Emperor. And no wonder we're seeing all the kings, because I feel like the Emperor has gone through all the experiences of these kings and has learned the lessons and therefore carries the wisdom. This is why we can look up to this person. But here's the Empress, the creative one. And for some of you, your creative juices may have just like stopped. It's almost like something's got a hold on you. But the Empress is a remembrance of who you are, right? Loving, nurturing, powerful, creative. You trust your intuition. This is about the wisdom of your experiences, everything you've been through, and even lifetimes. Hmm. I feel like the Empress has, I'm not going to say closed her heart because I don't feel like the Empress closes her heart. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't take like time out if she feels like she needs it. The Two of Swords. Okay, boy. I feel like someone wants you to make a decision. Two of Swords is something we're not facing, but it definitely serves us to face it. Can be a block, and it's coming between the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Queen of Swords. It's like you stop talking. What is going on? You know, I opened this reading saying, some of you felt unsettled, distracted, or craving change. Boy, I see it all through this reading. But then, remember, I also said this isn't random. So I know whatever happened, there's definitely purpose behind it. And it's, like I said, that your soul is preparing you for expansion, and March is the ignition. Well, that's kind of like the chariot. Yet I feel like there's still some resistance to maybe this expansion. And I definitely feel like it's something that you have dealt with or are dealing with. But even Mother Mary is like, be strong, my child. I pull myself up and I do what needs to be done. Queen of Swords, I'm like, did you shut your voice down? Did you stop talking? Did you use your voice and shut something down? But did you do it with this blindfold on behind you? Hmm. 5 of Swords. And look at this, the 10 of Cups. Wow. Over the 7 of Pentacles, under the 7 of Pentacles, connected to the 10 of Cups, mirroring the Empress, and mirroring your major arcana. There feels like there was some fighting, and I feel like you got pulled into it. I feel like it was drama. I feel like, let's just say, the longer you stayed in this energy or around these people or person, I feel like you end up with swords in your back. I feel like there's communication around you that feels toxic. And I feel like you need to make a decision of whether you stay or go, accept or don't accept, that type of thing. But look what waits, the 10 of Cups. But I feel like that 10 of Cups has always been there. It's like, whether that just means it's always been on your wheel, and then the 7 of Pentacles connected again. You know what I mean? Like, and 2 people. Like, I feel like it started with this king, like, sending you either telepathic messages or, but they were of love. And I do feel like you kind of shut it down. And I don't feel like the drama part of it, I don't feel like it came from the king. I feel like it came from different energy. And that's the energy that has you kind of like, do I stay or do I go? But the 10 of Cups mirroring the Empress, that's just beautiful. Even the 8 of Wands mirroring the 7 of Pentacles is like someone saying, we belong together. We belong together. All right, let's go ahead and go below it. I wasn't going to, but let's go ahead and do it. I feel like I get the gist of the story. And, it's going to be different for different people. We have the Death card. Could have been an actual death. By the way, again, would have already happened. You'll never hear me predict that. This is about transformation, closing of one door, opening of the next. It is the card of Scorpio. Connected right to you if you're the Empress. Look at that, the world. The next chapter. The world, to me, it's a very spiritual time. It's like when you're in touch with your spirituality. And that feels like a really good thing. The world's a 21, which comes down to a 3. The Empress is a 3. Like, for some of you, I feel like even your creative house has been affected. But I feel like with, I don't know, maybe realization or I don't know, whatever your soul's preparing you for, it's preparing you for some change. But then I feel like, and then you come back, and then you're back to you. Page of Wands, wow, that's like your inner child. The Emperor, in reverse. Some of you could have lost a father. And I feel like if that's the case, um, he may be trying to help you, like help you find clarity. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, reflection, but truth, Page of Swords, and then the Fool. It's exactly what I feel like we need, the Fool's energy. But the Knight of Wands is not bad because it really is just looking back at least, let's say, the last 9 years. And it's really about understanding how strong you are because of what you've overcome. Sometimes we think we can't overcome it, but we can. We can. Trust me, I know. And, you know, I even feel like if a father with the Emperor in reverse has crossed over, it's like they don't want you to have all this worry. And there's even the mother figure here. The Fool is much like your inner child. Taking a leap of faith, trusting your intuition, trusting your guides. Your guides speak to you through your intuition. Some of you may be speaking to you through your dreams. But I feel like this is leading you, honestly, it feels like it's leading you to your truth, to your person. But yet, I feel like your person already knows that. And it's interesting. It's interesting. And I feel like the main thing is I have to figure out what is that influence that holds me back, maybe makes me feel better than or less than. Um, I don't know. I just feel like there is that influence, and it does need to be dealt with. And I feel like once that's dealt with, once you feel like back to you, boy, I feel like, well, just like I got in the beginning, ignition begins. And I'm going to leave it be. I'm going to leave it be. I feel like there were a lot of messages here, and they were different for different people. Um, but I get this. This is deep. This is on a soul level. And this is about your own truth. You know, this 10 of cups, it is yours. It's meant to be yours. Um, okay, I don't want to rehash the whole reading. Um, because I see where it wants to go. And it feels beautiful. But I want you to see that. So I'm going to let it be. I love you guys. I thank you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.